Well, I'm joined right now by Democratic Senator Sherrod Brown of Ohio. What do you think of that talk of a ticket right from the gate?
Well, I love Stacey Abrams. I don't know. I think there are going to be a lot of unconventional things. It's the huge number of candidates. I love Jim Clyburn, and I trust his judgment. I was with him, and Connie and I were with him and his daughters in South Carolina 2 or 3 weeks ago. We'll see how it all plays out. I assume that Joe Biden gets in the race. I assume he will do some interesting things in this race, and we'll see. But it's the most interesting, diverse field we've ever had, and I think we'll have. I don't predict things in politics very often, but I think we'll have perhaps the most diverse ticket we've ever had. So we'll see.
Well, let's talk about that because, you know, I listen constantly. You were out there actually looking at the field and think about getting into it, I think. And what did you see in terms of the stresses on the party? I mean, you've got a lot of what they call in the Democratic Party the base. That's African Americans mainly. Is it their turn to have a candidate on the ticket? Just a simple fact. Whose turn is it? Is it their turn?
Well, the voters in the primaries are going to decide, the primaries and the caucuses. I think the winner in this, the person that gets through this, and here's where I will make a prediction, the person that becomes the nominee with a running mate going in or not will be the candidate, man or woman, who has done the best job of talking about the dignity of work, talking about honoring and respecting work, talking about the Democratic Party being the party of workers. And the other prediction I'd make is come January 20th, 2021, whoever raises her right hand or his right hand will include in that speech discussion of the dignity of work, and not as a slogan. For me, it's who I am. It's not a slogan. It's how they will govern, and I think whichever candidate does that the best about dignity of work and how they will govern with those messages and through the eyes of workers is the one that's the next president.
Do you think it's odd that in this time of 2019 heading into 2020 that the three front runners in the Democratic Party, which is dominated by women in terms of numbers, and minorities are a huge part of the party, that the three top people running right now are Bernie Sanders, Joe Biden, and Beto right now, some of these numbers. He shows up there right near the top with Kamala. I guess Kamala Harris is 3, but is it still a door open for a white male to put an all-white male ticket together? Is that just out of the question?
Well, I would assume it won't be an all-white male ticket. I think that Bernie and Joe are leading because Bernie and Joe are the best known. Joe's been around for 45 years in politics and been vice president 8 of those. Bernie was obviously the runner-up candidate 4 years ago, so they are the best known. And anybody getting in this race knows that not necessarily those are the two to beat, but those are the two that are going to lead through the spring and summer, I assume, until the candidates really mix it up, and then we'll see who comes out. But I don't think that really matters much what the polls say now.
Yeah. I think the Democrats, whoever it is, the candidate is, has faced 3 vulnerabilities that Trump will hit hard. And he hit them last time. One is open borders. They'll say, yeah, I got the wall. You can argue about the wall, but at least I got something. They got nothing. The other is going to be socialism. The very word scares a lot of suburbanites who are afraid it means their taxes are going to go up. And third is late-term abortion, which not just Catholics, but a lot of people don't like the idea of late-term abortion. It doesn't seem consistent with Roe v. Wade. I think those are 3 weaknesses. It's possible Trump can win with those 3 things going for him, even as weak as he is.
Well, it's possible, but it's unlikely if Democrats do this right. And it's making the contrast. I mean, Trump has betrayed workers, number one. He promised these workers in Lordstown at the GM plant there would be jobs coming in. Instead, since he was elected, we've lost 4,500 jobs at that plant and thousands more in the region, in the Mahoning Valley, an area of about 500,000 people. He has betrayed workers and betrayed all the kinds of promises he made. He gives a tax cut to the richest people in the country, and they would then want to raise the eligibility age for Medicare or go after Social Security, Medicare, Head Start, all the values we stand for. So Trump's going to say what he's going to say. But if we make that contrast, I mean, I run in a state that's increasingly conservative and more Republican than sometimes I'd like it. And I go into areas where they know I'm pro-choice. They know I've been for marriage equality for 20, 25 years. They know I get an F from the NRA, but I get a lot of their votes because I talk about the dignity of work. I talk about their kid getting into Owen or Sinclair or Eastern Gateway Community College and getting some breaks in life. I talk about the health care for their kids and their parents. And You take the debate and you make the contrast between who we are, and who Trump is and what he stands for, and we win no matter the background noise and the cacophony and all the white noise that he keeps putting out there.
When I hear you, I believe you. Thanks so much, Sherrod Brown, Senator
All right,
from
of course.
Ohio.
Thanks, Chris.